Day two of funeral services for late longtime GOP Senator Lindsey Graham are now underway. We're giving you a live look right now. At his home state of South Carolina, Air Force officials say Joint Base Charleston will be renamed in his honor. Graham died suddenly on July 11th at the age of 71. Preliminary findings say that his death was caused by an aortic tear. He had just returned to the U.S. after a NATO summit in Turkey. Yesterday, Graham's D.C. colleagues paid their respects. International leaders, including Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, were also in attendance. This morning, a memorial is on display in Carrollton in honor of a fallen Army soldier. Pvt Pvt Gonzales died earlier this month in Jordan during renewed fighting between the U.S. and Iran. We've learned her mother will return to Carrollton with her body this week, and a public memorial service is planned for 3 o'clock on Saturday at Prestonwood Baptist. New at midday, Fort Worth police say a man is in the hospital after being shot multiple times this morning. Officers found the victim on the ground while responding to that call. Police say no one is in custody. It happened in a residential area in South Fort Worth off Golden Horn Lane, not far from North Crowley High School, and we are working to learn more about the victim's condition this midday. An apartment fire forced several people from their homes overnight. Giving you a look right now at the damage at the complex on Keller Springs Road in North Dallas. Firefighters arrived around 9 o'clock last night to come. It went from the second story to the third floor. 4 apartments were damaged and the entire building had to be vacated because of high carbon monoxide. That was after the fire was out, but you can see quite a bit of damage there. We're working to find out when they'll be able to return, and we do know Red Cross is helping 6 adults and 3 kids find a new place to live. A live look over Dallas today. Yes, downtown Dallas, a beautiful look. It just looks gorgeous from inside our building. Meteorologist Mario Ruiz has your forecast today as we heat back up again.
Yeah, our heavily AC'd building, right? It looks good from the inside looking out, but once you're out there, it gets hot and it happens quick. A heat alert in place again today, a heat advisory for a heat index up to 109 at times. And this is, by the way, in place until 8 this evening. This will likely be extended in the days to come because over the next couple of days, the forecast, at least my forecast, does have that temperature going up at least a few more degrees. But for right now, it's 89 degrees. When you factor in the humidity, it feels like 96. The heat index very much a factor already. Winds are out of the south at about 5 to 10 right now, but I am expecting those winds to slightly shift out of the southwest, which generally does help bump up the temperatures a tad more. 90 right now in McKinney, already 92 in Denton for the actual temperature, and it's before midday still. The heat index for some spots already in the triple digits, including Denton and Decatur. We will likely see more of this added to that as we get closer to midday. I'll break down, though, the temperature climb coming up in the next few minutes. But first, I do want to get you an update with Stacia. Stacia, how are the roads looking?
So I just want to get this accident that just happened right along Woodall Rogers, give you a view of what's going on there. So let me load this camera for you. We've got a couple things happening. You've got issues in Tarrant County as well. But just starting with what happened along Woodall Rogers, you can see that map. It's not looking too bad right now. We have definitely seen things look worse. But as far as any type of slowdown, we have a couple collisions, and then you also have road work that's slowing things down as well. So if you are, there it is. If you are heading along Woodall Rogers, this is what you're dealing with now. Only 2 lanes of traffic getting through. And if you've ever traveled just before you hit the tunnel, this is facing the westbound side of Woodall Rogers, you know how busy it is anyway. So this backup is happening quickly. An 18-wheeler is involved, and you can see, yeah, that is really slowing folks down. As far as the rest of the Metroplex, I-28 Hartman, we did have some road work there, and it looks like this backup is starting to pan out, so I don't think you're gonna have to worry about that as much. Also, we're checking a couple more cameras for you, just some things to watch out for if you're heading out the door. This is a look along I-35E in the southbound side at Bonnie Bray. Road work has traffic down to 1 lane. Kara?
Thank you, Stacia. American Airlines working to get back on track after an IT glitch grounded its flights worldwide yesterday. Taking a live look at DFW Airport right now. According to FlightAware, American Airlines has just a handful of cancellations and delays. Janelle Fort has more on the short-lived outage and its lingering impact.
American Airlines right now is working to bounce back, which, as we know, is a delicate dance that involves not only getting travelers where they need to go, but also aircraft and crew members. So it is no surprise that we are already seeing some disruptions today. Taking a look at the flight board, there are some cancellations and delays up there. And this all started around 5:30 p.m. yesterday. American Airlines issued a global ground stop for what it says was an IT issue impacting connectivity for some of its systems. It only lasted about 45 minutes, but that was long enough to cause major problems because planes couldn't take off until after it was resolved. Per FlightAware, 1,100 American Airlines flights were delayed yesterday, which was roughly 30% of its schedule. And the airline also canceled 221 flights. On top of the tech issues, storms impacted several East Coast airports, which added to the travel mess. Flight Radar 24, which is another aviation website, said as of 6 p.m. yesterday, there were 130 fewer flights in the air than at the same time last week. And this all happened in the middle of the busy summer travel period and made for some unhappy travelers.
We were deplaned twice on the way to Las Vegas and twice on the way back. And now our flight is canceled and we are going to have the pleasure of spending the evening in Dallas.
Now, American Airlines has apologized to travelers, and again, they've said that they've got those tech issues resolved, but now their focus is on weather, again, like they saw yesterday, because there are some places across the country that are expected to see more severe storms. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Janelle. Well, the Frisco Planning and Zoning Commission gave the green light to the city's first Trader Joe's to move forward. The development would combine a senior living community with the store near Main Street and Majestic Gardens Drive. Walkability and limiting traffic were main focus points for commissioners and residents. The zoning approval passed it unanimously. And the city of Plano takes another step toward transforming the shops at Willow Bend into the future home of the Dallas Stars. According to our partners at the Dallas Business Journal, the Plano City Council approved a contract with a firm to conduct a traffic study for the proposed $3 billion redevelopment. The city's plan would see the mall demolished next year and then new revenue opening in 2031. Interest rates are a big focus today as the Fed weighs its next move. It is a decision made in Washington, but your wallet is going to feel the impact. Chris Sadeghi has more on what a rate hike could mean for our everyday costs.
We expect the Fed's decision around 1 o'clock this afternoon, and whatever decision they make will have an impact on your wallet, just in different ways. The new Federal Reserve Chairman, Kevin Warsh, took the job in May. Now he's ready to take action on interest rates. Here's the decision before him. He can raise interest rates in an attempt to cool inflation. However, that would mean getting a home or car loan would cost you more, along with credit card debt you may carry. Or he can keep the rates where they are and try to fight through the inflation Americans are dealing with every day. A fight made even more burdensome by the higher gas prices resulting from the war in Iran. But economic growth strategist Dan Vorini says inflation from the war is temporary, and that's why he believes it would be the wrong move to raise rates right now.
When the energy price shock goes away, prices will come down much closer to 2%. So I think that anyone who's arguing to increase rates right now is sorely mistaken. And I think they're sorely mistaken because we're still in the midst of an energy price shock.
For what it's worth, the bond traders agree with him. They say there's 69% odds that the Fed will keep inflation rates where they are. I'm Chris Sadeghi. Now back to you.
Now let's get to 3 things you need to know. A new state park could be in the works. Texas Parks and Wildlife says it would be in Henderson County, southeast of Dallas, along Lake Palestine. If approved, the 650-acre property would offer camping, hiking, fishing, and boating. The proposal is part of the state's $1 billion effort to expand outdoor recreation. Construction is about to get underway to redevelop Arlington's longtime Lincoln Square. The $135 million makeover starts on Monday. The shopping center will be rebranded and will feature 400,000 square feet of shops, restaurants, and entertainment. The development is expected to be finished by early 2028.
Hey Dallas, I'm here. Very excited to make history with you.
And Mexico soccer legend Javier Hernandez is Atletico Dallas's first ever player. The team formally introduced him about an hour ago. The 38-year-old striker played in 3 World Cups and with the Los Angeles Galaxy. Atletico Dallas is part of the USL, which is one tier below Major League Soccer.